Hello everyone, Lytro Storm here, and today we are going to once again move forward with our collab with Vegan Saiyan. What if Turles was BARDOCK'S brother? If you haven't already seen the first 6 parts, check them out using the playlist linked in the description. And once you're done with this part, go to Vegan Saiyan's channel and watch part 8, which should be out at the same time. But with that out of the way, let's go ahead and get into part 7. After finding out about Universe 7 having warriors trained by Beerus himself who are on the team, Kale becomes very intrigued. He decides to have Universe 9 send assassins to kill some of their warriors, but he has plans for the other 2 who are sitting out. Some time would pass and Turles would go to get Almond, Days, and Cacao. The 3 go along with him, leaving Lakusai and Raisin behind and kind of depressed because they aren't able to go. But that's when someone would step forward. It's the Supreme Kai of Universe 4. He tells the 2 that he knows of their situation and asks if they would like to still be involved in the battle. They would be fighting for a different universe, but if they win, they can come stay in their universe. This allows for them to fight for their own survival, as it would be better to put it in their own hands rather than hoping for the others in their team to succeed. Plus, it would be a good chance to get revenge by fighting people who have wronged them in their own universe. The twins end up agreeing and go with the Supreme Kai to join Universe 4's team. Meanwhile, Turles takes Almond, Days, and Cacao toward the rest of the Universe 7 team. He talks to them during this time, asking how their training with Beerus went. Almond responds that it went really well, and that Lakusai and Raisin would have been a real help in this battle. Turles apologizes, but he thinks it'd be much better to have a wider variety of warriors. Plus, he hasn't even seen how strong the Crusher Corps have become, so he can't really gauge if they're worthy or not to join the team. Days remarks that the reason for that is because Turles barely talked to them since they all trained with Whis. Turles goes silent, feeling kind of bad for his crew, but that's when he senses some energies nearby. He tells the others to do a formation, and they all get back to back. They look around, seeing a ton of masked figures approaching. Turles asks who they are, and they reply that they were sent to kill them. Turles realizes that they must have been sent from another universe, as they don't have any people upset with them these days. And so Turles, Almond, Days, and Cacao team up to fight off the assassins. This would be a very cool moment as we get to see most of the Crusher Corps working together again. They manage to kill most of the assassins, leaving only a few left. One of them would be the boss we saw in canon, who would have some destruction energy at his disposal given to him by Sidra. He throws it at Cacao, who would turn and catch the Hakai Blast in his hand. It would be kind of difficult for him to hold it back, but he is able to do so due to his training as well as his own strength that he got from training with Beerus. He knows how to handle energy like this. Days and Almond then go down and kill the boss, taking the communicator he has. They look at it, thinking about what to do. At the same time, Turles is very impressed at how Cacao is able to hold back this kind of energy. But he's also wondering if he'll be able to make it dissipate, so that way it doesn't hurt anybody. Almond looks up at Cacao, who looks back. Almond then nods his head, and Cacao moves his hand, hitting Turles with the Hakai energy. After Cacao hits him with the energy, Turles shrieks out in pain as it surrounds his entire body. Cacao looks at Turles before flying toward Almond and Days. Almond turns on the communicator and speaks to the God of Destruction and Supreme Kai of the 9th universe. He says that they want to join up with their universe, as they're already incredibly powerful and have trained with the God of Destruction as well as an angel. Sidra reluctantly accepts, and so he and his Supreme Kai teleport there to take them back with them. Beerus arrives after the 3 leave and blows the Hakai energy off of Turles. He asks what happened, and Turles would yell that they were traitors. They joined up with some other universe, and now the team is down by 3 members. Beerus yells for him to calm down, and that he needs to think quick, as they don't have much time left. Whis suggests to get the other members of the Crusher Corps that they weren't going to get originally, so Turles goes off to where they were before, but he doesn't find them, and this infuriates him even more. Turles goes with Beerus and Whis back to the rest of the group. Beerus demands the rest of them to think on who they should get for the team, and they quickly mention Krillin, Tenshinhan, and Roshi. The gang splits off to go recruit them, with Piccolo and Gohan going to get Tenshinhan and Roshi. Meanwhile, Turles goes off to get Krillin, however there is one problem. Because Goku wasn't here to motivate Krillin to train again, he would be very weak compared to everyone else. So Android 18 recommends getting Android 17 instead, as he would be a bigger help than either of them. And so Turles goes to 17's island and has a similar encounter with him that Goku had in canon. This means that 17 joins the team, and our roster is complete. From start to finish, we have Turles, Bardock, Nappa, Piccolo, Gohan, Goten, Trunks, Tenshinhan, Roshi, and 17. But we have more than just one team to cover. Both Universe 4 and Universe 9 have taken part of the Crusher Corps, so we need to decide who to replace on those teams. For Universe 4, I think it'd be best to replace Kawe and Gamisaurus. This is because Kawe is pretty weak based on her fight with Master Roshi, and Gamisaurus only really has the invisibility going for him. There are plenty of fighters on Universe 4 that have unique abilities already, so he's an easy swap. So we take those two out and replace them with Lakasai and Raisin. Now moving on to Universe 9, we'd have to get rid of 3. The ones that I think would be best to swap out would be Roselle, Comfrey, and Sorel. Comfrey and Roselle really didn't have that good of a showing in the original, and Sorel lost off screen, so that kinda tells you how useful she was. So with that, Universe 9 would have Almond, Days, and Cacao instead. Now we can finally get into the Tournament of Power. At the start we would have Universe 7 form their circle, but some members would leave. These would be Turles, Nappa, 17, Goten, and Trunks. They go off to do their own thing, leaving the remaining 5 warriors to fight off the other universes. However, Piccolo having the ultimate form allows for him to beat up most of his opposition here. Gohan also aids him by using more power, and since Lavender is here, Bardock is ready for another fight with him. So Piccolo, Gohan, Roshi, and Tenshinhan fight off Botamo and the others, while Bardock fights Lavender. But like Goku, Bardock would have developed a key shield around him to avoid the poison. This means that Bardock can then use Super Saiyan 2 to beat him and knock him out of the ring. We would also see the likes of Botamo, Shosa, and Durkori being eliminated here as well by the others. At the same time, Turles and Nappa would be fighting off against Universe 9. This would lead to Turles seeing part of his former Crusher Corps squad, Almond, Days, and Cacao. Bergamo and Basil stand with them, as well as the other members of Universe 9's team. With that, Nappa goes Super Saiyan 2, and Turles uses his base form to conserve energy. Plus, he's already way stronger than Nappa is, since Nappa hasn't really had any extra really good training like he has, so in base form he's already stronger than Nappa. The two Saiyans battle against the former Crusher Corps and the rest of Universe 9. Nappa is able to take out some of the weaker members, but does have trouble dealing with the stronger foes. Meanwhile, Turles is fighting Bergamo, Almond, Days, and Cacao all at once. But this only leads to them beating up Turles, forcing him to go Super Saiyan. At this point, the fight becomes a little more even, but Bergamo is just getting stronger as he takes more hits. Because of this, Almond breaks off from the group and catches Nappa off guard with a Ki Blast. He then proceeds to beat him up and throw him off of the ring. This made Turles upset, but his enemies laughed. Turles told the 4 that it's odd how they're the ones laughing, when they just lost 6 members of their team. It's just down to them now. Turles goes Super Saiyan Blue, and this kind of scares the Crusher Corps as they know how strong this form is. And since they're the last 4, they should probably save their strength for when they really need it. So Bergamo heads off with the other 3, and Turles powers back down. At the same time, Goten is able to easily beat and eliminate Universe 4's Majora. His buddy Trunks is off doing his own thing though. He is battling against Caulifla, which would honestly favor Trunks here. Remember that he's been training with incredibly strong guys this whole time, so his base form is really powerful. And Caulifla at the start of the tournament wasn't really that impressive until she started adapting to Goku. But once Caulifla begins using other forms of Super Saiyan, Trunks has to power up as well. It then becomes another win for the boy, but Kale doesn't like this one bit. She becomes enraged that Caulifla is losing and that she can't do anything to help her. This then causes her to unlock her Berserk form and begin trampling Trunks with no difficulty. Trunks goes Super Saiyan 2, with Goten also showing up and doing the same. The two try to fight Kale off, but this doesn't work very well, which leads to the boys unveiling what they unlocked recently. They both power up into the Super Saiyan God form. The reason they have God Ki here is due to their previous experience with it as Gotenks during the Universe 6 saga, as well as how much they've trained and fought guys who had it. So they'd unlock it like Vegeta did in canon from fighting Goku. They now use this form to try and battle Kale on better footing, but are still pretty much overpowered. They try to use the Super Saiyan Blue form, but aren't quite there yet sadly, so they're not able to obtain that form yet. So Kale continues beating them up until Jiren arrives and blasts her away. The boys thank him and shamble their way to safety. Roshi would be fighting his way through Universe 4's warriors like he did in canon, but this time he wouldn't have to worry about Durkori or Kawe, and because Durkori was taken out earlier and Kawe was replaced by the twins. Bardock, 17, and Turles end up teaming up to fight the Pride Troopers later on. They're able to do a lot of damage to them, which leads to Kale and Caulifla getting involved as well. The girls proceed to unleash their maximum powers and eliminate them like they did in canon. Moving on, we'd see Bardock battle Ribrianne, with 17 also helping to fight Rosie and Kakunsa. But this fight only leads to Kakunsa being eliminated. At the same time, Gohan and Piccolo would battle Rubalt and Abini. However, since Piccolo also has the ultimate form, him and Gohan would be able to wipe the floor with them. Turles and Hit team up to fight Dispo and Kunchi, with their teamwork leading to Kunchi being eliminated. Meanwhile, Tenshinhan fights Hermila and gets eliminated, while fighting him like he did in canon, but he does manage to take him out too. After that, we go back to Roshi, who would get jumped by Frost. Frost easily beats Roshi up, not having any difficulty at all. But just as he's about to finish the old man off, he would be attacked from behind. It would be Lakusai and Raisin, both on Universe 4's team. The two proceed to beat up Frost, with their teamwork being very useful in defeating him. Because of this, Lakusai and Raisin are able to eliminate both Frost and Roshi here. Bardock now fights Magetta, being able to defeat him using Super Saiyan 2. Gohan has a battle with Jamise, but instead of Frieza showing up, it'd be Goten. The two brothers team up and defeat Jamise together, which would be a cool moment for the Sun family. And now we get to the big one, Turles versus Jiren. Most of the battle would play out the same as it did in canon with Goku. The key difference is that Turles doesn't have the Kaioken or Spirit Bomb. This means it would be much harder for Turles to keep up in this fight, so Bardock comes in to help his brother. The two brothers battle Jiren together, with Bardock using Super Saiyan 4 while Turles uses Blue. They both fire beams at Jiren, but he fires his own beam, knocking them back at Turles. Bardock yells out for his brother, but Jiren just sends a smaller blast his way to incapacitate him for now. Turles is surrounded by dust as he sits in a crater. Everyone is wondering what happened to him and if he's okay. They begin to worry if he's dead, but that's when a ton of energy comes surging out of the crater. Turles gets up, now having Ultra Instinct Omen. We thought it'd make more sense here for Turles to get this form rather than Blue Evolution or anything else like that. The reason being is that Turles seems to enjoy having some refined abilities and some finesse, which Ultra Instinct definitely has both of those. And if you're wondering if Turles could unlock the form, just know that he's got the same training as Goku, he's got God Ki like Goku did, and he's pretty much just as strong as Goku was, so he's most likely qualified to have this form. Turles now battles it out against Jiren once more, and is able to do far better than he did before. But he eventually runs out of steam, and Jiren is able to knock him down. He then goes on to eliminate Hit and begin meditating. As Turles is laying there, 4 figures would walk up to him. They would be Bergamo, Almond, Days, and Cacao. The 4 laugh as they prepare to take their revenge. So what happens next? Find out now by clicking the link in the comments section and watching the finale. You guys aren't going to want to miss it, as it's literally the end of the super part of the series. But as always, tell me if you like this part, go watch the finale and see what happens next, comment your requests for future videos, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, have a great day.